folks, this is Johnny. Welcome to another Studio One Snapshots. And I'm just going to do a quick video here on what does too much compression sound like. Now, there are cases where too much compression is the desired effect, but in this case, I'm just going to kind of give you a couple of examples on what to watch for if you're trying to do, a straight up mix. All right, let's go to the classroom. And I have this vocal here on the song. You guys have heard the song many times on a lot of my videos here, but this is a vocal.
I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel the same, babe?
All right, so that is the vocal. It's just got a little bit of fat channel on it. Just a little bit of compression, not much. A little bit of EQ. No gate. So here's the compressor right here. Here's the EQ right here. Let's go ahead and close that. And it's got a little bit of a room reverb.
I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel the same, baby? I've been.
There we go. So I got rid of the compression and the reverb. So this is the vocal just by itself.
I've been missing you, babe. Tell me.
This comes from the Splice Loops collection for vocals. It's actually a cool vocal. But it's got a little bit of room sound, or maybe even a little bit of synthetic reverb in the background. So this will be a good example on showing you guys what too much compression sounds like. All right, so let's go over here to the effects. Let's bring the compressor over here. Now remember, I've got the first two bypassed. All right, so let's see, too much compression. I'm going to put the ratio at something ridiculous, and then I'm going to use the threshold to squash the heck out of it. And I'm going to go over here to the makeup gain, and I'm going to put it in auto, which as I squash it, the compressor will bring up the overall volume so we don't hear a volume drop, but we will hear the compression.
I've been missing you, babe.
Watch.
Tell me something, do you feel the same, baby? I've been missing you, babe.
Now, what you might have noticed is when he stops singing, since there's so much compression on this thing, it's actually bringing up the noise floor, which would be everything happening when the vocal stops. So a little bit of the room, ambience, and whatever else is on that vocal really comes up in spotlight.
I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel the same, baby? I've been.
Looks like there's a little bit of a delay on the vocal, too, I didn't hear before.
I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel the same?
Okay, so now depending on where we have the attack and release, we can try to make that better. I'm just going to leave this at this ridiculous rate. So if I only let a little bit of the original signal through and I have it release faster, we get this.
I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel the same, baby? I've been.
All right, so that's too much compression. Let's go here. Let's go to vocals, and let's just choose the male vocal 1, and you can see how everything pretty much resets.
I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel the same, baby? I've been.
Much better. So if we hear it in the mix.
I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel the same, baby?
All right, so now I'm going to not use the original compression from the fat channel that I had. I'm just going to turn my room reverb.
I've been missing you, babe. Tell me something, do you feel the same, baby? I've been.
All right, much better. Not perfect. Could use a little bit of EQ, a little bit of reduction on some of the low end, but overall, that sounds nice. So there you go. You got a little bit of an idea on too much compression on a vocal, especially a vocal that isn't completely clean. All right, so now let's go to the drums. What does too much compression sound like on drums? Now remember, this is for the beginners. A lot of you people say, I already know this, and that's fine. This is for the beginners that might not know what this sounds like. All right, so on this particular drum track, it's just a drum loop, and you can see that I'm using the channel strip, which is just a very basic channel strip. Got a little bit of compression. I got a little bit of expander. I can change the timing on these two together. I got a low cut and then a 3-band EQ. Now, if I turn up the compression on this, listen to what happens to the drums. There we go. It sounds like somebody's spitting into a microphone. So let's see. If I change the timing to quicker, and it's even worse. There you go. Probably really don't want any kind of compression on there because they already sound pretty compressed, but I kind of like that sound.
I've been waiting on you. So baby, let's go, 'cause I've been dreaming.
Okay, so there we go. You heard a little bit of too much compression, but let me do something here. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to bring back the compressor because I want to show you something cool about the standard Studio One compressor. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to play the drums, and I'm going to compress them. And I'm going to do what I did with the vocal. I'm just going to squash the crap out of them. Let's do the makeup. There we go. Now, the cool thing that I didn't show you about when I did this with the vocal is you have this mix knob, which gives you the ability to mix, kind of like parallel compression. It gives you the ability to mix the compressed signal, which is ridiculously squashed, with the original. So what this did, this gives me the ability to give the snare and the kick that pop. It sounds pretty good, actually. But you don't hear just the compression, and you don't hear just the dry, but you hear both. See, it's got a nice sound to it.
Hey, tell me something, do you feel that way? Yeah.
So, if you decide to use the regular compressor, you have the ability to mix the original signal with the compressed signal to really kind of dial in your sound. I could have done this also with the vocal, but you guys can see what the real difference is and the effect that overcompression has on the drums and the possibility of the effect on a vocal as well. So I think in closing, I think the really good thing to remember is that your presets are your friends. Not all of them are great, but if you're just getting started, and you really don't know where to begin with some of this stuff, the presets are a really good way to start your mix and kind of see what the different knobs do as you go on. Definitely do some reading. There are lots of great videos on compression about using the attack and the release and things like that. So do your research. I might be doing a series on things like that that are a little bit more in depth than what I usually deal with. I usually deal with beginners and moderates and things like that. I'm a big proponent of the presets, especially if you're just getting started. All right, well, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you guys could, I'd really appreciate it. I am trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. I still got to a little under 200 left to go. So if you guys could, please like and subscribe if you like what you see here. And I'll see you all in the next video.